Good morning, Suzanne Joy.
Morning, Deborah, LeeAnn.
Um, I am going to take my first sip of coffee as we begin this conversation on the pulse and the cosmic connections that we're creating at this time. That's kind of what the planets are talking to us about. So I would like to suggest that let's take a sip and then then let's ground. Is that okay? Let's drop in, take a pause, and be still for a moment and use this first minute or so just to remember. Like, I like to put my hands on my legs to almost hold the energy down because I feel like so often right now we're feeling this need to like be up and out of ourselves. So just grounding, feeling our seats in the chair, our feet on the floor, the old things that we used to talk about all the time, and I have recently been forgetting. If you'd like to put one hand on your belly and just remember that we want to breathe into that space. So we're dropping our breath down so it gets a chance to connect to our power center, our where we balance, where we hold our creativity. And at the same time that we're feeling our lower half just get low and heavy and held by gravity, we allow the upper half of our bodies to do the natural connecting into our, whatever you want to call it, divine source, higher self, but up and into the higher realms. We are currently experiencing such fantastic things in terms of our connection to the cosmic um, energies and realms. And it's just really lovely to remember that we're both. We are in this body and a divine energetic being. So getting to feel that and allow that light that we are to be one beautiful multi-pronged strand, but that we're connected. So we're not just human, which we'll get into the human shadow of that distraction thing. And we're not just up in the upper realms, but we're both. And this is what we get to learn. So take it away, Suzanne. I needed that. Thank you.
All right. So we're playing with Gene Key 56, and this is written by Richard Rudd. And this gene key, the shadow, the human, as Deborah described, is all about distraction. And, it's one of those things where we will get in the hurried mess of everything and find anything but to be present with ourselves. Which is so, I get it. It happens a lot. Um, the repressive nature is very sullen. So it's like, think of people that have lost their joy, lost everything. They're gray. It's like life is just gray. That's the kind of repressed side. It's numbness to life. And then the opposite is overstimulated. It's the going all over the place, just can't stop, constantly needing to feed the senses. So, as he says, if on the other hand, you're able to accept everything that happens to you, regardless of whether you enjoy it or not, and you can be in that middle path, you set up a surrender frequency pattern that allows you to move through life with great fluidity, beauty, and your life reflects it.
Mm.
And that moves us from that distraction pattern into enrichment, because I feel like you're then making a choice. You're not letting your senses run you, but you're taking ownership and you're kind of being disciplined with your thought, and you're then choosing. So enrichment is the gift of it. And the acidic state, or the highest essence, is intoxication,
Mm.
which I find very interesting. And we'll talk about that one in a moment.
Yeah. Can I just say that what struck me, well, first, the distraction thing is so prevalent. I mean, I think that we can see it in ourselves and in others all the time. It's that desire to pick up a phone and read what's going on, or to turn on, and watch a show, or it's this constant need to, instead of sitting still and connecting to the allness, we interrupt ourselves. And so when the term enrichment felt so strange to me, because I thought normally that's to enrich our lives. Like for my kids, when they were in the gifted class, they would give them enrichment, like more intense projects, more. And I was like, so how does that work? And then I realized it's the being without doing. It's the slowing down. And I thought, and that's how we are enriched. So that was like, oh, why do we make it so complicated? It's so simple. So thoughts about, yeah, I want to hear from you. Like, where do you know how to flip it between the noticing, oh, yeah, what am I running from right now? Or, how do you do that?
So I was in the chiropractor's office yesterday, and I noticed and I witnessed it. So I'm sitting there preparing my body to be adjusted, and I'm looking around the room, and everybody in the room is on their phone. I'm like, what are the chances, or where have we gone where we can be present with ourselves and our body without, and so I'm like laughing because people are like this, and at a chiropractor's office, where your neck is. Anyways, I'm I'm not sitting in judgment. It made me observe myself because I was reaching for my phone and I saw what was going on. And I came back into my body and I was like, I don't need to pick up my phone right now. I can just be with the music. I can just be in this room. I can just feel my breath. This is where I just need to be right now.
Land. Yeah.
And
I love that. To just land. And I think doesn't he even say that about how a fly sometimes will be like buzzing around and then it'll like land on your arm. And you're like, why are you doing that? It's so annoying. But all animals, everything in nature pauses. Our plants do during the winter fallow time, and it's like we feel like that. And you know what? I think I can understand it too. Our roots and our culture and our historical backgrounds and the puritanical things is you have to work hard. There was no such thing as taking time off to just rest. Even the Sundays, they said that was the day of rest. There was constantly like, get all the family up and we got to make dinner. We got to go here. And then we're going to go to church and we're going to, blah, blah, blah. And it was all this busyness, even though maybe you weren't working in the fields. It wasn't like sitting around playing a game, playing some musical instruments and enjoying each other and resting. So, anyway, it's so programmed in us, it's really hard to stop. And then I feel like I'm lazy. Okay, that was my personal thing.
well, I actually was saying that to myself. And I think this comes down to rhythm. It's funny that you said that because I just got back from a trip and I haven't unpacked yet. And, and I'm showering and I was like, why haven't you unpacked yet? And I was like, I will unpack when I'm ready to unpack. I had to kind of tell myself, chill out.
Myself.
I will unpack when I am ready to unpack, and it's going to be great.
Me too. I got back in town yesterday and I was walking around because I have a guy coming today to replace some stuff from the storm damage. And my kitchen's like half unpacked. The picnic basket is there, the coolers. I mean, it's emptied, but it's not put away. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, okay, you can only do so much. It's just so I'm glad to hear you say that. So let's play a little bit on heading from the enrichment into intoxication.
The thing that I will say about intoxication is that it's life that's swallowed up by love, and
Mm,
that it's living from that divine intoxication. Like it is, he described it when, somebody is just uh, constantly talking with the divine and just enveloped in that love. And so anything that you experience, all learning turns to wonder, and it's not mental. It's more like, ooh, let's find out what's going on, or what the possibilities are. And so it's not striving for anything. It's just being open and like witnessing and experiencing that divine, oh my
yeah.
goodness.
And I feel like there's also sometimes a sense of awe. Like this morning when I woke up, it was so early, but everything was in my room. My bedroom was like tinged pink. I thought, oh, it's going to be a pretty sunrise. So I look out the window and it is bright red at the horizon. And I was like, that is so awesome. And I walked away and I came back and I looked out the window at like a minute later and it was all muted. And I thought, oh, that was just for me to see that little moment. You missed it. You missed it. So those of you that didn't get to see it. So I'm just laughing because I wonder how often we do that, where we don't pause and take that moment and go, ooh, getting the chills of how gorgeous and amazing that moment is.
Mm.
So I have the mudra is so cute. Can I show you?
Yes.
So this is the mudra of intoxication. So you take your index finger and you fold it down inside your thumb, like it's tucked under, and then you connect your thumb and your middle finger, and your other two fingers are up. So then it looks like you've got like these two, like a circle inside a circle. Yeah. This is called the B. And in the Indian language. And so it's funny is the B, the distraction, the busy, zzz, but he said if you can just breathe into that, it allows you to almost feel the smile arise because there's like a happiness. And he said when Richard was explaining it in the teaching, he says this often makes me giggle because it's like, oh, this is fun. So anyway, so enjoy playing with intoxication, even if you're not like doing it the way we think of with drugs and alcohol, but maybe just trying to drop into what that intense, yeah. What do you mean by that when you did that? Like,
Well,
mm,
feeling all the love from
yeah.
the
It's like a really
cosmos.
good hug. It's
Yeah.
like like life is hugging us. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
How did you want to end this? We have a little bit more to go, but
Mm.
did you want to hum, or is there a note associated with this, or how can we embody this intoxication anytime we want to drop into it?
Huh. It's connected to the thyroid, parathyroid. Well,
Hmm.
when I think of that, that's all up here in your throat chakra. And I love that note because it's an A. It's not an A note, but I like to say play when I do it.
Oh,
Play.
okay. And if you put your hand there, you can feel the reverberation. So I'm going to do one hand in the mudra and the other one on my thyroid or my
Yeah,
throat.
that's a fun one.
Hey.
Hey.
it is time for us to own all of our gifts.
Much love till next time.
Yeah.